Good morning, gamers. Welcome back. I am so happy to be back. Yeah. Uh, there was a lot that happened last week, so I didn't get the video up. And I'm going to do my best to stare at the camera and not at the screen because that is two totally different areas to stare at. I'm still getting back used to using my camera and my phone instead of my camera because, again, my laptop is so let's get into this. I am the AMDM Lee. This is my cup of coffee. And you're watching Bridgewater Knights. Woo! Oh, oh. I love it when it coats the inside of my stomach. So, I missed last week. I had some issues. Um, mental health is very important to take care of yourself, and I had to take some mental health because I was not mentally in a good spot. But I'm good now. Woo! I feel my eyes like look over there. It's because I'm looking back at the camera. And it makes me look a little crazy, or looking back at the screen. So anyway, what has happened? So they went into Tomb of Mashak. They went through the first little puzzles. I think I told y'all about that. Well, they met up with a new character named Alex. Alex is the Alex's uncle owns the Mystic's attic. So Alex's uncle decided Alex needed to get more experience out in the world. The players ended up going. One of the players ended up going there. It's like, hey, you're with that group. Let's go send them so they can have more experience. Basically, Alex got shoved out of the house because Alex is a dragonborn sorcerer, and magic comes easy to them. And their uncle is a wizard who magic does not come easy to. So the wizard was like, well, I'm going to show you something, and forced him out of the house. So Alex is now part of the party. So they go into there the first day. Right off the bat, they go into this thing, into the tomb. They are sent into a grassy area. They walk out of a tent. So you have to, there's so much information, and it's hard to put it in 10 minutes. So, they go off and they end up having to fight two ogres, two hill giants, and a storm giant quintessence. Why does this sound familiar? Did I record this already? No, that must have been my live on TikTok video I did last week. So they end up fighting this quintessence and getting a golden crested bridle that casts Phantom Steed as the prize for getting through this encounter. And if they sell the bridle, they can do that, and then they just come in for a random encounter. If they keep the bridle, it allows them to continue into more higher and dangerous levels of this tomb. It's kind of like it creates like a save point. So now, as the players have left, there's some dead bodies. 2 dead bodies. No, I'm sorry, 4 dead bodies burned to a crisp. No resurrection. No, sir. Death saves are gone. Which is really strange because they teleported out of the tomb, and the tomb has never killed anyone before. So they investigate this and realize they have Lasark, who is a cleric of Brant. Brant is our god of war in my campaign setting. And Lasark is determined. He's seen lots of death in battle, so he's kind of fairly useful on it. So Shepherd Lasark looks over it after an hour and talks with the dead. Mainly, he wants to find out who these people were so he can contact their family and let them know and things like that and figure out what's going on. But he did ask him what happened. How did you die? So it was responded to them was They came out of a tunnel into a jungled, forested area, and then searing light and pain. And then next thing you know, they're teleported out. Through further investigations, they believe it was dunamancy, temporal magics were involved. So now the party has gone off. They know there's something else involved. And they don't know what to do. So they're like, all right, we'll just go back in there and try to catch it and see if we can get jungle. So they tried to convince the machine to give them jungle. It didn't give them exactly what they wanted. It's like trying to request them something on some app and it giving you something that sounds similar. So they found out they can't exactly request where they want to go. So they go back in there and they requested, well, this time they were in a horse race against another party. So apparently now the tomb will allow multiple groups in these challenges. Because why not? I'm the dungeon master, I can do this. And having the tomb do the way I've got it, I can now adjust any campaign thing that I believe that Mashak has done. I can throw any bit in there. Discussing with my son last night, it was kind of like the Animus, and we're replaying Mashak's memories. So they fight. They have these guys. It's literally a wagon horse race. There's 2 wagons, no horses. So they use the Phantom Steed, and the Tabaxi polymorphs into a horse, and they take off. The other group throw 2 obsidian statues down, and nightmares appear. They latch them onto the wagons, and it's a horse race. So I go 2 turns, and I'm using my ruler here to determine who goes how far, and like, all right, we're going to do a versus rolls. So you guys roll and tell me what you're doing, and then I'll roll for them, and whoever's got the better rolls is going to win this round and move forward or whatever. So I already knew my guys weren't going to do very well because I was already 4 people rolling against 5. But I didn't realize how creative, when you tell a bunch of players, look, it doesn't matter what saving throws, it does all I care about is you keeping track of the spell slots. Tell me how you're using what you've got to do what you want to get done. Regardless of what, just tell me. So the Dragonborn's like, I want to freeze the ground. I'm like, roll the d20 and add your spell casting modifier. Add your modifier. They're like, I want to do this with this. I'm like, roll a d20 and add your spell casting modifier to it. So anytime they use the spell, regardless of whether it required a saving throw or whatever, because I was just doing the number of successes here, number higher than 10 versus number higher than 10. And I had fun doing that little horse race thing. So whoever had the most successes, they would move forward. I mean, they would both move forward, but if you were like way off, by the end of it, by some of the stuff they had done, I had to rule it like, all right, you guys have just left them behind. In the process, though, the party did gain 2 Onyx Wondrous figurines because of their craftiness. They get all the way out they finish this little race because the obstacles I put in the race, they were like, well, there's nobody behind us anymore, so we can just kind of take our time through this. And so they get out. They gain, what did they gain? They gained something. It was shiitake mushrooms. I forgot what I gave them. And that's easy because I use these cards here. They reached in, they pulled out. Oh, an Ioun Stone. So yes, it's an Ioun Stone. So they got this Ioun Stone. They haven't identified it yet, so they'll probably watch this and do that. So they go outside, and there's another party that's dead. They're like, first word, is this the guys that we just dealt with? Look over, and they see the guys they dealt with. So there's been another death. So they're not, okay, we got to start checking people. There is somebody now, after the first death, somebody's keeping track of who's going in there. And it's, there's about 150 teams currently inside the Tomb of Mashak. And that have gone in that day. And then probably about 120 that are still in there, or 100 or so that are still in there. So they're keeping track of who now enters and exits the tomb. So the party goes off. And like, all right, we're going to have to deal with this later. Well, they come back, and now another, or they're at the Tipsy Drow, and Naren shows up and tells them, hey, there's been another one. You are now officially on the case. We have stopped anyone. We have posted guards. We are not allowing any new players to enter, so to speak, until this is solved and we find out who's doing the killings and what's killing them. So now, not only do they have to go into the temple to find the acorn that the Black Tentacle wants, they have to find out either what or who is killing the people that are entering the tomb. Their ideas are the tomb has gone crazy. One is the tomb has gone crazy. Two, that Mashak is still alive in the tomb and is pissed off at these people. The third one is a serial killer. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. If you want to see more on this, check out my Discord. Not my Discord. Well, you can check out my Discord. I do have a Discord, and I'll put that in the link somewhere. And check out the TikTok, which I'll be going live on Mondays at 8 p.m. Most Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. So check those out. And what else is it? Oh, yeah, if you like these videos, please click on the like button. If you think someone else will like them, click on the share button. Every like's an inspiration, every share's an advantage, and every subscription is an experience point. Help me gain 300 experience points so I can get to the second level. And as always, the game DM does hereby authorize you, the viewer, to gain 10 experience points for every video that you share. Just tell the DM. The AMDM said so. Now that's all I've got, so go forth and roll some dice.